Hi, my name is Rosie Flores Folland, and I am formerly incarcerated. And I have seen many of my fellow inmates dancing the Thorazine shuffle, no matter what the mental health diagnosis. I have seen firsthand how the healthcare system in prison treat people when they have a mental illness or cancer or HIV. And it will be months before a person is seen if they ever get seen. I once saw a woman die from having bone cancer and never being able to see a doctor. I want to delve into a topic that intertwines our justice system, mental health, and the healthcare system. A topic that demands our attention and calls for transformative change. Let's talk about breaking the chains that bind us, prison, mental health, and the healthcare system. Now, as we peer behind the prison walls, we find a hidden crisis. The silent struggles of mental health among inmates, being told not to take medication if they want to stay on the main line, that is cold for the main yard, by other prisoners who are the people, the main people who run the show, basically. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, which is NAMI, despite court mandates, there's a significant lack of access to adequate mental health care in incarcerated settings. That's about 3 in 5 people with a history of mental illness that do not receive mental health treatment while incarcerated in state and federal prisons. Studies suggest an alarming prevalence of mental health issues within prisons, often exacerbated by the harsh environment. According to the scarce doctors giving all people with the mental health diagnosis the same, give or take, regimen of the psychotropic medications to keep them calm and tired, so to not fuss or fight, which means that everybody will get Seroquel to keep them asleep and keep them tired, and all they want to do is eat. So I think it's time to recognize that the incarcerated are not just serving time, but silently battling their own minds. Within the prison system, we face a critical shortfall in mental health support. Inadequate resources, the stigma, and limited access to quality care hinder rehabilitation. The system's shortcomings perpetuate a cycle where individuals with mental health issues are released without proper treatment, only to return, contributing to a cycle of recidivism. To address this crisis, we must bridge the divide between the prison system and mental health care. It is a call to action for collaboration from psychologists, psychiatrists, and correctional facilities working together. Social workers lobbying to push bills to decrease the mental health stigma inside the prison walls by integrating the mental health stigma inside the prison walls by integrating mental health services into the very fabric of the prison system. We can offer inmates the support needed to break free from the chains of their past. Furthermore, our healthcare system must evolve to humanize those entangled on this complex web we call rehabilitation center or prison. Mental health should not be a causality of incarceration. If we just take a moment and we look at all the prison systems we have in the state of California, we have the most prisons within the whole country. So I'm asking social workers, I'm asking everyone, to all voters, all constituents, to let's envision a system where compassionate, trauma-informed care is accessible to all, regardless of their past, regardless of the crimes that have been committed. Mental health is real. It's not going to go away, and it won't get better if we don't do anything about it. After all, true rehabilitation begins with understanding and addressing the root causes of criminal behavior. Although I don't have a mental health diagnosis, I'm a recovering addict, and that is considered a mental health diagnosis. And I believe that if I had the proper resources and the proper help from a young age to um, fight the stigma, fight the path that I was taking, I too could have perhaps prevented going to prison. But some of us take the wrong route, and um, whether we take medication or we don't, inside prison, it's a whole nother world, and it's its own world, and it's its own entity. And what I see is the stigma of just being incarcerated. And with that, there is no resources inside prison where someone can go somewhere and say, I need help, or I'm hearing voices, or I got a substance abuse problem. It's definitely come one, come all in one pot. There's no um, individual resource for your kind of help that you may need. So, in conclusion, the intersection of prison, mental health, and the healthcare system demands our attention and compassion. It's a call to redefine our approach, acknowledging that behind every inmate is a person with a history, like myself, struggles, and the potential for redemption. Like myself, I have redeemed myself, and I have been away from the prison walls since 2005, and I've changed my whole life around. And I believe that by breaking the chains that bind us, we pave the way for a more just, empathetic, and rehabilitative society. And I believe that I've been called to do this social work so that I can bring attention to what actually happens in prison and mental health and the healthcare system. Thank you.